What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sarkis Unlocked. Today, we finally bring on my partner in crime, best friend and brother, Manny Sarkis. We talk about our childhood and the power of 2 and 1. Okay, so today, the world is going to get to know the story behind Manny and George as brothers, as friends, as business partners. Really how we got here. I'm going to try to talk about my 37 years with you in 30 to 40 minutes, which is going to be difficult, but we'll try to touch on all the important points, starting with childhood. Always wanted to hang out with you. You were my hero growing up. Everyone wants to hang out with their older brother or sister. But like for me, I was a pest. If Manny was somewhere, I wanted to
you were always there.
Be right then and there with you. I wanted to fit in with your friends. I wanted to, just be able to experience what you were experiencing. And it wasn't always easy. I remember one time, Mick Golf. You remember Mick Golf?
That was great. So my parents weren't really big. Our parents weren't huge into sleepovers.
Yeah, no, sleepovers did not exist in the Sarkis household unless you were a first cousin.
Yeah, if you were a first cousin, sometimes our second cousins.
And 90% of our first cousins grew up in Lebanon.
Yeah, big time. So it was very, all our friends were always having sleepovers. Dad was very strict.
Like, I honestly don't remember the exact time frame, but I remember just jumping in the car with mom and dad to pick you and all your friends up.
Yeah, I think there was...
I was in the trunk of the Jeep.
Yeah, we were at mini golf. Mick Golf in Dedham.
Is that still there?
It is still there, yeah.
It is?
Went to the driving range there last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You got to hit the driving range.
Yeah, I do.
Your swing is,
definitely needs to get
for
better.
sure.
I'm on my, fifth set of lessons.
Fifth set of lessons?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a record for you.
They're not going great.
You usually do 1, 2, and then you stop.
But let's get back. So we're at Mick Golf. So my parents pick us up, and...
Dad's in a good mood.
Dad's in a good mood. He has the Jeep. He's in the Jeep. Mom's in the front. We're all in the back. I think there was like 5 or 6 of us cramped in the back.
And I'm in the trunk with one of your friends.
And I think Mike Kingston
actually
goes, "Can we sleep over, Mr. Sarkis?" And Dad goes, "Yeah, sure, why not?" That's the first time ever.
I was in the back. I wasn't sure what Dad was on.
There was no sleep. No sleepovers happening. Dad's in a good mood. Probably had a, sibling was probably doing well.
Probably had a good night at sibling that night.
And then all of a sudden, we're going to Vincent Road, and everybody's sleeping over. And then obviously your mind starts working the way it does, and you're like, his friends are sleeping over. You
guys can't escape me. You're in the house. There's no escape, so George gets to hang out with everybody.
So we're all downstairs that night.
I think I was the butler. Waters, popcorn, chips, whatever anyone needed. George was running upstairs, hanging out. And I think you guys put on a bad movie. Mom and Dad didn't know about it. I think it was Striptease with Demi Moore.
I don't remember.
I remember that, yeah. I was excited. It was a good movie. I was still a kid, but...
George, you always made your way down there.
And that's really our childhood in a nutshell right there. Like
you were always trying to playing basketball with us. Pop Warner. Oh, remember Pop Warner days?
Pop Warner football. I was
the captain of the A team.
Yep.
And you were...
They called me Spider. They called me Spider.
The guy from... You reminded everyone of the guy from... What was that movie called?
I remind everybody. Little Giants, the little kid that they put all the foam around. Yeah, I was very skinny. I didn't eat.
George didn't eat.
I didn't eat.
I
didn't like food.
Mom was always worried. Mom was always worried that you wouldn't eat a lot. You love to eat junk food. You love to eat junk food. You love to sneak into the pantry. But when dinner time...
I used to love when I went over somebody's house and they actually had like the good junk food. Little Debbie zebra cakes.
But when Mom would make dinner...
Devil dogs.
There was one plate that Mom made, the macaroni plate, and I hated it.
Yeah,
like she'd make it for you all the time.
Because there was no protein.
It was the only thing you would eat.
It was just milk, cheese, pasta.
Yeah, but then when she'd make every other plate that we all,
normal people.
Dad, we'd all like to eat,
yeah.
you'd all of a sudden, it was always a battle. But for you, it was like, how am I going to figure out a way to show Mom that I ate the plate? So it's either like you'd put half the food to the side, and then you'd move the other half to my plate. I would eat it.
Sometimes
I
would
loved
even-
to eat when I was young.
Yeah, I know
loved to eat.
you
I
love
was a
to
big
eat.
boy when I was young.
Yeah, you
But
were.
you'd always figure out a way, and mom would always be like, is he gonna eat? Is he gonna grow? Is he gonna be okay? I mean, you turned out perfectly fine. You're taller than me. So it's like,
You stopped growing, buddy. Man, you were the center in basketball.
yeah.
Metro West, CYO.
Yeah.
You were the center, and like up until like your freshman year, you always played center.
Yeah,
and then the problem was, you stopped growing.
Yes.
You stopped growing, and then you went to high school to play basketball.
Yeah, I got blessed with mom's height genes.
Yeah.
It's all good though.
And then you only really knew how to play center. Unfortunately, you were the size of a god. So that wasn't really that didn't really work in your favor. But
Good times though. We had
so
some
I
good
remember
times.
that. I remember there was one time. You might not remember this, but there was this one time where we were playing basketball, me and all my friends, with a bunch of these Westwood kids.
Oh, I remember that.
And-
In Islington?
In Islington, and I always just talked a lot of shit, knowing that like you and your friends would always be there at a drop of a hat.
It was like that Westwood Dedham.
Yeah, the Westwood Dedham like rivalry. Well, it was really Dedham Norwood, but for us, we made a rivalry with Westwood.
Yeah.
And me and all my friends would go play pickup ball at Islington, and at one time like there was just like a beef, and like a fight broke out or something happened, and I just like called you or someone called you, and you showed up with all your friends, and essentially you saved the day.
Yeah.
That was one of many times I would run my mouth and just call you to come and save the day, which you always did. And
That's where it all started.
you honestly,
37 years of building that bond, building that trust, building that loyalty.
yep. And then,
Not many people start 37 years.
no, I mean, I got 37 years with you. Crazy that I've lasted 37 years with you, but
Yeah, it hasn't been easy.
hasn't been easy either way.
We battled. I think we battled last night.
Probably, yeah, every other day. Every other
I
day.
wouldn't call
but-
it a battle, though. I'd call it
yeah,
more
just a
of a
disagreement,
just
you
a
know?
disagreement of opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And
You can call it trying to make each other better, actually.
yeah, criticism, improving, building each other. I would say that for me as a younger brother, you know, there's a saying, because we even battled when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like, you would annoy me, you had the bigger bedroom, like, you know, you had the best grades.
I got the first car.
Yeah,
Obviously, I got my license first, but
Yeah.
Dad gave me the red Cherokee.
Yeah, funny story, too.
You always bring that up.
We got to talk about this story. This is a funny-ass story.
The watch story.
No, not the watch story. The story where someone in our family let you borrow their BMW.
You gonna
yeah.
bring that up?
Yeah, I got to bring it up. They let you borrow their BMW, and I think you were driving, and
I think that's
you thought you were Jeff Gordon, buddy.
Yeah, I don't
you thought you were Dale Earnhardt Jr. driving. You hadn't even had your license probably for
I think it was a week.
a week.
So I got my license.
Do you remember that?
I tell that story all the time. I tell that story to an inner circle, but now we're going to tell the world.
It's okay.
seems like-
Don't be ashamed. So you drove into a house. You went in the dining room. You had dinner with them.
So you know.
Did they give you any food?
First off, this is why you don't. You know, you're off your phone when you drive.
Oh yeah.
I can. You know.
Yeah.
We learn by example, but so I
Yeah.
got my light. I got
Still
my
haven't learned to get off your phone.
Got my license.
Anyways.
Got my license that week. Got my license that week. And
You should have
Madeline
learned. You had a long time to learn.
got my license that week. I think it was on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever. And then Friday night lights at that football game.
Oh wow.
Madeline comes. I don't even have a car yet.
And,
So I
and
asked
you go,
Mom.
and you go on Friday night lights in the BM.
I asked Mom and Dad. I go, Mom and Dad, can I take the Jeep? Dad goes, absolutely not. What do you mean take the Jeep? You're 16 and a half years old. Mom goes, no. Madeline comes in. You know how Madeline was. I go, Auntie Madeline, can I get the keys to the BM? She goes, yeah, take them.
She was in a good mood too.
Well, I took them before Mom and Dad even knew I took them, so I was gone. So mom and dad called. You know, they weren't happy about it, but I was gone. So I go. I haven't even picked up on my friends yet. So I'm going up. You know, by Paul Park.
Oh yeah, I know the exact house you went into.
So I'm taking my phone.
Across from where Sabrina lives, right?
Yeah. So my phone is my phone's on the center console. I don't know where it was.
Probably the next up. Beep beep.
I'm taking the corner. Shop.
A lot of the people watching this probably don't even know about the beep beep.
Kind of a sharp turn. Next to was great. Taking a sharp turn, and all of a sudden the phone falls. And grab the phone.
Grab the phone, yeah.
The wheel keeps turning. Unfortunately, we ended up on the front lawn of a house. I didn't go into the living room. That was exaggerated.
No, I heard you went into the house.
I didn't go into the house. I was up on the front lawn.
Someone said they offered you coffee.
And then that was bad. It was like 3 days in.
So
So I had to make a phone call. So I didn't call mom and dad. Who'd I call? Because I knew she'd be like the easiest on me. Called Madeline.
Madeline's still at the house, bro.
Mom.
Madeline's still at the house, and Madeline, you're calling Madeline to let her know you got in a little car accident.
A little. I wouldn't call it little. I told her it was a little car accident.
But you were okay because you were on the phone calling.
Yeah.
And Mom dropped to the ground.
I was like,
Mom,
I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's okay.
She still drops to the ground.
She starts going.
Yeah. She was freaking out, and you wonder why, sometimes we worry a little bit. But anyways, so that was a funny childhood story.
That was great. But
So
you know what?
I got to learn from all that, right? Like I got to see.
So it's, for me, I put mom and dad through everything.
Oh yeah.
So you had it a little easier.
Yeah, bro. I got.
You had it a little easier. Still had it the easiest, but still didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Still was always the favorite.
Yeah. Like I knew not to. Like I knew to like really focus on where mom and dad were going.
Yeah.
Before I had people over.
Yeah, like if they were going away to North Conway for the night, you were having a party on Friday, getting the house ready on Saturday, Sunday. They'd think nobody came in.
Yes,
Me, if
correct.
they were going away to a church party.
Buddy, if they were going to 7-Eleven, you were having people over. Like, so I got to learn from all your mistakes, which was amazing. I remember I even used to tell
We did
Mom.
have some epic parties, though. I mean,
Yes,
we
you had some
great
epic parties, except you left all the beer cans behind the fence.
Behind the fence, yeah.
For Dad to just simply go.
Dad found out when it snowed and he saw the footprints going to the fence. So one time he's like, why is there footprints going to the fence?
And it led him right to a bag of empty beer cans.
There was a lot of empty beer cans back there.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. I heard it. And there were a couple times I tried to cover up for you, but I couldn't keep up.
What about the time I ran away from home?
You ran away from home, bro. You went to the street over and you sat on the sidewalk. And I kept going to try to persuade you. I eventually persuaded you to come back home.
No, but I told you to go grab me some food.
Because you love to eat. Anyways, that was a childhood.
Oh, man, it was good. It was fun.
Basketball, watching you play basketball. I played basketball. Football, yeah, dude, I couldn't play football.
Hold on. What about the hoop at the Hilton that we used to play at?
Oh, yeah. I used to work at the Hilton. We used to go shoot at the Hilton.
That's where George learned how to sell.
Yes, that's where I learned how to sell. I sold gym memberships.
I think they still have that same hoop.
I was there the other day, bro. I stopped by. They didn't do anything to that hotel. I don't even know how people stay there. But, we had these crazy childhood memories. Then you went to college, and, there's a saying where you don't really know how important someone is to you until they're gone. You were just gone in regards
Did
to
you got the room when I left?
Yeah, I finally got the big room in the house.
It wasn't. I remember that day when I left UMass Amherst.
Yeah, I remember me and Mom dropped you off, and I came back home, and I was crying. I was sad. I was like, my older brother's gone. What am I going to do? And it's crazy because our bond and our friendship really elevated
When I went to
and
college.
grew when you went to college, because once again, it's like you don't know how important someone is to you till they're not around you all the time, or until you lose them or whatever it is, and like you just run around, and I realized that like I needed my older brother all the time, and I was just nervous. I was like, how am I going to get through high school? How am I going to get through life without having you, steps away? in the house, or, being able to call you and you be there in 10, 15 minutes if I'm getting thrown into a locker, or from, getting into a fight, at a basketball court, like you were always there. And then you went to school and it was different. So, like, I think that's really where I started calling you more. And I couldn't annoy you because we didn't live together anymore. We weren't around each other. We weren't fighting over this and that. But it was just good conversations. It was advice. I actually went back and I printed out some pretty crazy emails. I don't even know how I used to talk like this. But this is an email from 2008. And I told you I was going through some issues at school. I was in college. And I basically will read some of this email, not all of it. But one of it goes, "Man, I love you, bro. That's some deep shit. Thank you so much for the advice. As many boys I'll have and kids I'll hang out with, you are always going to be my number one man. Good luck on being there, and I won't have any fear. I promise you I will be tough. One day we will be sitting on our bar at our crib, and we will reminisce on the old days. And we're going to say, remember that day where I called you and I told you I was struggling? I go, we're going to talk about this. But anyways, fuck all this shit. We're going to take over the city and be on a billboard one day." This is 2008. I go, "The Maloof brothers in Vegas ain't got nothing on the Sarkis brothers from Boston."
Oh, man.
Which is crazy
How
because...
did you find that email?
I just went back, bro. This is 2008.
That's 18 years ago?
18 years ago, yeah. So I used to say crib.
Crib.
Yeah, my spelling was terrible.
What would you do if one of our agents called the house a crib?
I wouldn't be happy. But it's just crazy because 2008, I said we were going to be on a billboard, and we've been on a couple billboards.
Yep.
Maloof brothers, I haven't got to the Maloof brothers yet. We don't own a basketball team. We could.
Yep.
But we're going to take this city over and be on a billboard one day.
What about you? What about all the times when we were younger? You always, it was like extending yourself. You wanted to buy like a 3-bedroom. You wanted to buy like a 3-bedroom penthouse condo in the North End. I think you were I think it was my first year at PwC.
Yeah. So
I got this right here. My first year at PwC. I'm making like $55,000 a year at PwC. You're working at Planet Fitness.
No, I'm working at Super Fitness, and I'm working the door at Clark's in Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, and you're sick of your North End apartment. You call me like, let's buy a penthouse in the North End. I'm like, a penthouse with what? Like, what do you mean buy a penthouse? You're like, I don't want to live with my college roommates.
Yeah, I was in a crappy rental, and I thought you were making all this money. So I remember I sent you an email.
That was right after I graduated. I was working at PwC, and I was living at home. Trying to save money. I probably had like 10 grand.
This is the funniest email. This is 2/20/2008.
Yeah, that's my first year out of that's
right. I go, hey, I email you. Everything was email back then.
Yeah, why didn't we text?
We didn't text. We were just emailing each other. I sent you an email, 2/20/2008. I just saw the 4 sickest apartments in a building for sale right off of Salem Street. Brand new building, newly renovated. One of the 2 bedrooms is a duplex, and these are all caps.
How much was that?
All caps.
How much was that at the time?
It was $500,000, but then I sent you another email.
Then you sent me another one that was
I go,
$800,000?
I go, hey, bro, take a look at this condo. It's really it's unreal, and it's huge. I have seen a lot of apartments, but this one has it all. And you were the one buying it. I think I had like $4,200 in my checking account.
How much was that one?
And then you sent me
No,
this
you jumped
email.
from like $500. How much was that one?
It was $800,000.
Yeah, so you jumped from $500,000 to $800,000. I have 10 grand in my bank account. I literally just started my job.
And you go, hey, George. When you said George, I knew that the email was not going to end up being positive.
I mean, still these days. When I send an email now, though, it's still, hey, George. When it's, hey, bro, You know,
The same thing with my wife.
it's like,
Hey, babe.
hey,
If it's hey,
hey,
George.
bro, it's normal. But I sent you an email over the weekend. Hey, Chris and George.
Serious email. So you go, hey, George, I will definitely look at the place, but there is no chance we will get approved unless Dad takes the mortgage under his name. I didn't even know what a mortgage was, I don't think. You cannot depend on us renting out a bedroom because it was a 3-bed. Yeah. And I said, yeah, we could just get someone to rent the bedroom.
The underwriters wouldn't have approved that.
You go, you need to remember here, we are taking $800,000. Talking $800,000.
In 2008.
In 2008. He goes, that is double what our house in Dedham was purchased for.
Shout out 241 Vincent
241
Road.
Vincent Road. I go, and then you go, although we need a crib, we have to be a little more realistic.
But we ended up buying one.
Yeah.
A 543 square foot, 2-bedroom.
And I got the email when we bought it. So we ended up buying our first place in 2008. I remember we went to Coinstar at Star Market in Dedham.
You remember that?
It was in the same...
We had to come up, this is when we figured out, you could put down 5%. So 5% of $305,000. Mm-hmm. We needed like a $15,000 down payment.
Yeah, but we didn't even, but the problem with us.
And I had 10 grand, so we needed 5.
And I
you
think
had like
$4,500.
So we had like 500. And Dad was like, you guys are doing this on your own.
Yeah, he's like, you guys, I don't even approve of this, blah, blah, blah. But one thing we didn't realize, I didn't even know what this was, is I thought we were ready to go. I thought we were all set. There was something called reserves. You need reserves.
6 months.
Which makes all the sense in the world. Yeah. But because...
How did we end up getting the rest of the money?
Coins, bro.
I know, but we needed like 369.
This is the reason why we got this mortgage. Yeah. Is probably the reason why 6 months later, Lehman Brothers crashed and the real estate market tanked. So the reason why they gave a kid who's in college, who works at Clark's and selling memberships at Super Fitness.
And me working at PwC for 1 year. I'd been there for 3 months. You didn't even have
2 years employment history.
No, I'd been there for 3 months, making $55 grand. And we get approved
they give our dumbasses
for a $305,000 mortgage, which, we still own that.
We still own it today.
We still own that.
We got through it.
We lived there, Jovi and Amanda. There'd be times it'd be me, you, Jovi, and Amanda in a 543 square foot condo in the North End.
There were times where 5 people slept on the floor in the living room. There was no family. The family in the kitchen were one room.
Everybody would come. Remember the first day we moved in? Everybody came.
Everybody
came and helped us out during the feast.
Those were some of the funnest days. So we get get the house, and we get the condo.
Yeah, we got approved. We moved in,
and then
your mind started going.
Yeah, because you held it down to get the mortgage. You put down more money for the down payment. You were actually working and had a job. I was in college. Well, in college, I didn't really go to class. And I was, working and, bar, club, gym, and surviving. And times got really tough. So Lehman Brothers crashes, the economy goes downhill. Dad's struggling.
Yeah, he was.
Dad wants nothing to do with, me living in the city. He was obviously very, hesitant about even wanting us to buy a place.
Yeah.
And that's when he said, you can come home. You can live in Dedham. You get a bedroom. You're 20 minutes away. You can take the train. You can go to school.
Yeah, he wanted us to rent our place out and move home.
So he wanted us to rent our place. And at one point I go to you and I say, I got to go home. I couldn't afford to eat. Literally, you and all your friends were going out, nothing like extravagant, but you guys could go to a pub, a restaurant, grab a couple drinks,
we were going to the place.
Yeah, it was whatever, but for me, I was living literally week to week.
Yeah.
And I had to pay you my portion of the mortgage, and I couldn't do that. So I said I was going to move home, and I was going to rent my room out, and you looked at me, you go, I'm not living with a stranger. So I said, what am I going to do? So I go for a walk one night, super stressed out. Not that I'm not stressed out now, but super stressed out at that time. Shit doesn't really change. And I was
DJs?
Yeah, I was walking. I went from the north end to Friend Street by the Garden, and I'm walking, and I see this really nice bar that just happened to open up. And I was sub-promoting in college, and you were this big shot accountant working, for PwC, and holding it down. Like, you had my back. Like, we wouldn't have bought that place, and if we didn't buy 115 Salem, we wouldn't be here today, because I think that gave us, a taste of real estate and ownership. And then I go for a walk that night, and I see this bar. I know about promoting because I sub-promote, and I just walk in.
You used to always set up everybody I worked with.
And I just walk in, and I said, is the manager owner here? They go, yeah, I'm the manager, Barry Burks.
Barry.
And I say, you guys got it. This is in November. This is the beginning of November, mid-November. And he goes, I said to him, I go, do you have availability on New Year's Eve? Are you guys booked? They go, no. I go, can I have a New Year's Eve party here? Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Right
And
away.
I said, all right, cool. Can I come by with my brother tomorrow? He goes, yeah, no problem. So we went in there the next day.
Yeah, but what did I say first? I didn't want to promote. I didn't want to throw a party.
You can't promote to throw a party.
I had a job at PwC.
Yeah, it's going to look bad. Obviously, me.
Right away.
Right away. We can do it. No one has to
That
know
was
it.
the first party we ever threw.
And it cost us $10,000 that we didn't have.
Yeah, so we basically had to buy out. We had to guarantee them a certain.
It was simply
What happened?
they wanted $10,000 and they gave us 310 tickets.
Correct. Yes.
Open bar back then.
Open
You
bar.
could do an open
Yeah.
bar. So we needed the 10 grand. We shook his hand. He goes, bring me the 10,000 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm walking out, and I don't think about the numbers.
We didn't have the money.
But I just figured you had it, or you could magically bring it to me. Yeah. So we throw the New Year's Eve party. We sell out. $31,000 was the total ticket sales. We sold 310 tickets at $100.
We had to give them back the 10.
Yes, we made $21,000.
Correct, yeah.
So we had, give or take, $10,000 each, and then I was able to pay my mortgage essentially for the year. But they had called us back.
To throw a party next Saturday.
The next day, they liked the crowd that we brought in.
I didn't tell PwC I was promoting.
I know, bro. You freaked out about it.
It was on the hush hush.
It was on the hush hush, and we end up promoting. They said, you want to promote Saturday nights? And I said, I didn't. I kind of knew what promoting was a little more than you did.
Yeah.
Because you were this, fancy buttoned up corporate America guy.
Accountant.
Yeah.
Different strokes.
For different folks.
Yeah.
For sure. So we throw the party. We brought the noise. I remember.
That line was down Front Street.
It hit the 3-point line at the
I had
Garden.
I had PwC people coming even though I wasn't supposed to be
You had
promoting.
all your UMass
Amherst,
friends.
Dedham.
Everyone came.
What about when Hibbert showed up at the door?
And then we end up, promoting and making a lot of money that night and the next night and the next night. And we started Boston Brothers Promotions. And I got first business card ever right here. Look at that logo. Look at that logo. Boston Brothers Promotions.
You tell them what that says on the back.
Oh, yeah. It says something about DJs at the Garden getting...
Ladies free before 11.
Ladies free before 11. I was the president, El Presidente, Boston Brothers Promotions at gmail.com.
Oh, my God.
This card used to be given out non-stop.
You know what?
I framed it.
That's where it all... That right there. Childhood was great. We went through a lot. The bond was really built. College and high school.
Yep.
We missed each other. We kept in touch. But when we moved into that condo, when we were struggling, we threw that first party. I'd say that was really where the partnership began. Because then it turned into a brotherhood, friendship, bond, business partners.
For sure. And when you live in 500 square feet with somebody, you really get to know them. And, our relationship grew stronger. We were able to, handle each other's emotions better, understand each other better, and then, so we promoted.
Parlayed the network from promoting.
Yes, but before that, like, we promoted and,
We went from one party, from a Saturday night to a Friday.
to a Thursday,
to
to
two
Fridays.
Saturdays and two Fridays. At one time, we were throwing like 7 parties in a week.
And it was fun. And then, our wives, who were our girlfriends at that point, would come out. It was fun.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. We learned how to host. We learned the power of, hospitality and making people feel important. And then it happened to be that we had kids.
Yep.
And we had to make a decision. Did we want to? Because we used to talk. We almost bought a bar.
Yeah, we did.
We almost bought a bar. We almost bought a restaurant.
Yeah.
We thought, like, are we going to be, bar owners, restaurant owners? And we always had the passion for real estate. At this point, we bought more. We bought more
we bought
property.
places in Southie, North End, Beacon Hill.
And then, obviously, we Harbor Towers. So we then transitioned to Harbor Towers. We're still promoting.
We moved out of the North End.
We moved out of the North End. We moved back home.
Yes.
We moved back home.
Yeah, and you bought a place first.
Yes.
At Harbor Towers. I remember that. And then I followed.
Yeah, you followed.
I followed 17 floors up, though.
Yeah, so you wanted to one-up me, per usual. So
Harbor Towers was fun, though.
I bought a condo direct from a woman named Janet Stock. Jovi and I met her. It was on, you know where I found it? Craigslist. Yep. So 7A was on Craigslist. And I reached out to her, Janet Stark. She was a retired real estate agent. And I see...
she owned it direct?
She owned it. She owned it, bro. And I went and I viewed it and I loved it. The old parquet floors in Harbor Towers, the popcorn ceiling, and I loved the unit and I wanted to buy it. So
I mean, that was a big step up from the North End.
yeah, it was 750 square feet for myself for a one bedroom. Yeah. I ended up meeting her at the Natick Mall. I gave her $5,000 in cash. She was freaking out. She was like looking for the FBI and the CIA. She thought the IRS was behind me. I was giving her $5,000 cash on the side, and she went nuts. But I did the deal. I bought it, and then you
I ended up buying.
You spent more than me. You bought it on the higher floor.
But then we're both back under the same roof.
Yep.
But different condos. We had a little separation.
A little separation, but we still could see it. We saw each other every day. We shared the same common areas, pool, all the above, and it was great.
Now, instead of everyone coming to Salem Street, they all came to Harbor Towers.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. We had a little buffer, and it was great. And then, obviously, promoting came to an end. We hung it up.
What about Healthy Life?
Healthy Life.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little.
We owned a snack company.
No, hold on. What about when you and Dad picked me up?
Yep.
And said, we bought a snack and distribution company, and I wanted out of PwC. I'd been there for like 4 years, and I was done. I said, okay. I went and gave my notice and told everybody that we're going to start. I'm starting a company with my dad and my brother. Healthy Life Snacks. I literally gave my notice. The partner at PwC was like, what do you mean? And I was like, thank you so much for everything. I've learned a lot. I appreciate the opportunity. And then you guys picked me up. And then it was Healthy Life and promoting.
Healthy Life and promoting.
In our properties.
For those who don't know, we had a snack company.
Snack and distribution company.
We used to package and distribute trail mixes, dried fruits,
almonds, cashews, pistachios.
I hated it.
Yeah, he hated it.
I did not enjoy it. I remember I used to make deliveries in the van, and we'd go deliver it to a cafeteria or something. And
it was a good balance, though, because that was more Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And then promoting was Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So we were still working all the time.
It was a balance where we had no fucking life.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, we
Mid-
worked. We still work 7 days a week, but
weekend,
that
we were
was,
working all the time. Yeah.
I remember. I know when it was over for me. I went to go make a delivery, and this woman in a cafeteria, it was a Sodexo account. She had her hairnet on, sweaty, and I go to make a delivery, and she goes, "Hey, the nut man's here, and he's here to fill up my nuts." And I was like, "All righty." I got in a van. I go, "I never want to do this again."
Yeah,
I
you were
never.
so you went and got your real estate license,
Yeah,
and
I
I
went-
stayed.
You stayed. You
at
held it
Healthy
down.
Life, and
I started the Sarkis Team, 3-person team, 84 Atlantic Ave. You stayed at Healthy Life, handled the company, transitioned the sale, helped with the transition and the sale.
sold it.
You came along, the Sarkis Team, 3-person team, 84 Atlantic Ave. You know, first year selling real estate, maybe 7-8 million in sales,
Yeah.
30
A
million,
lot of those sales were
friends and family.
friends.
And then you came on board. We took off. We did 78 million in 2018. 2020.
21 Wormwood.
We're now flirting. By the time this show gets posted, we'll definitely be at $2 billion.
We'll hit 500 this year.
500 plus million in 2025. We had our best year ever. 20 plus person team.
Yep.
And
Got some killer agents.
we work side by side.
Got a great team. Yeah, our offices are literally
right next to each other. It's been a struggle working together
Yep.
and building and growing something with two different mindsets. You know, I think the whole world might think that, you know, we have it figured out, but I would easily say that we have a lot more to figure out. And delegating and dividing and conquering has been strong at times, but overall has been a big challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I would say too. I think we definitely don't have it figured. I wouldn't say we don't have it figured out, but I think it's more of the fact that we always want to do better, and we're always pushing each other to do better. And
This is you just being positive right now.
yeah,
This is what you do. You be positive. You're always so positive, and you always want to see the
Yeah, but-
sunshine and rainbows and everything.
Yeah.
Some days get very fucking tough.
they definitely 100% they get
And
tough.
it's, you know, as what we're trying to do right now, we're trying to build agents, right?
Yeah.
Because you and I produce, we're selling. I would say you're the numbers guy. We sold $504+ million in 2025.
Yeah,
I'd
we
say
did like between I think the year's gonna end somewhere between 500 and 510.
500 and 510. And you would say that we are responsible for 70% of the business?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's great because we're good at what we do. But we started to build more systems and processes, correct?
Yes.
And
A lot.
and that's so we can actually, you know, transition out a little bit
And take it to the next level.
and take it to the next level because we can only do so much. There's only so many hours in a day, and we have important lives outside of this office. You're a father,
Yeah.
I'm
Our
a
daughters are the
father.
same age.
and our daughters are best friends. Our wives are friends. We're very fortunate about that.
Yep.
But like shifting to fatherhood,
Yeah.
I mean, in running a business, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges in this industry?
I mean, I would say the biggest challenge is finding the balance when we're outside of the office, outside of work, whether it's Aruba with the family, whether it's at dinner with Amanda and Jove, whether it's around mom and dad and Sil, is, trying to turn it off. Because obviously all we talk about is work. And I mean, I would say that has also affected our friendship and our brotherhood in a way, because it's always work, work, work. It's so hard not to talk about work all the time when we're so ingrained in it.
It's an addiction.
When we're so dialed into it. And I would even just say it's literally 90% of me and your conversations all the time. And even if one of us is off, someone's phone rings. And it's like, who called you? this seller called me. And it's like one of us is off, one of us is on, and the other person feels bad that he's on and I'm off. So I think that's been the biggest challenge. I think we have gotten better at it. Shout out to Amanda and Jove. They've definitely helped with that. But I think that's the biggest thing that we need to continue to work on. And I wouldn't even call it a balance. I think it's just figuring it out in regards to just having it all like flowing away where we have work, we have our friendship, we have our family. And I think that's something that we're working on continuing to build year over year and get better and better. I mean, that's the hardest thing. How many brothers out there say they can't work together? Everybody says, how do you work with your brother? How have you worked with your brother so long? How do you guys not kill each other? I mean, people also don't know we battle a lot.
Of course. We battle a ton.
Which is fine, though. I mean, it wouldn't, again, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's not always good conversations. But we do know we got each other's back. Because we didn't become partners when the Sarkis Team started. We didn't become partners when Healthy Life or Boston Brothers Promotions started. You said it, I mean, the partnership really started 37 years ago.
For sure. Completely agree. And now, what would you say, talking real estate now, what would you say is one of your most memorable deals or, transactions or events that you've thrown or, been part of?
I'd say, we really love the Newton market. We have a big presence in that market. I'd say one of my favorite homes.
Your most memorable homes, memorable sales.
One of the most memorable sales, I would say, which is a home I really love too, was 35 Wycombe. Brick, colonial, West Newton Hill. Thought Forms redid that house. That was a great house.
Was that Hosmer's house?
Hosmer's house, yeah. It was just that, remember, I told you, they came, we showed them a ton of houses.
Yeah, didn't they have a house under contract and then?
No. That was the house that they put under contract and they bought. But I remember that we looked at a ton of houses and I showed it to you. I think we were going to a wedding also. Like I was negotiating the deal and I was at a wedding. And you're like, oh, that's a great house. Thought Forms redid it. West Newton Hill. Great house. Brick colonial. Mm-hmm. It had so much character. It was a great house.
So you sold it to them?
They bought it, and then we sold it for them after that too also. They bought it and they sold it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Great. That was a great house. I mean, the 1 billion party was. Yeah. That party was awesome.
At the Palm.
Yeah.
Kind of the challenges of being a father, most memorable sale.
I mean, there's so many good memories too. I mean, that was one.
Of course.
But there's so many to talk about.
And, tell me a little bit about, in real estate. I saw this a couple weeks ago. Someone did a video about this. Real estate agents, we're always trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Specifically with some of our clients.
Yeah.
In the real estate world, agents are representing high net worth individuals. They're representing, millionaires, billionaires, you name it.
Yep.
And we're in an industry where no money's guaranteed. So the money comes in, real estate agents, you see it all the time, fancy cars, fancy watch,
They count the commission before the HUD comes in.
But they're, head to toe designer. How important do you think it is to be smart with your money? How have you helped us? Even though you know that I spend more than you probably, but some important, what would you encourage agents who are finally starting to make some money? What would you give them for advice on managing money? Because you know how to manage. Yeah. You manage the money here,
of course,
and you manage the finances. You look at the expenses. And one thing we realized a couple years ago.
That's a good balance there. You're the marketer.
For sure.
You're the marketer. You're the face. You're the billboard, and then.
You've been on every billboard I've been on.
But I'm saying you're out there, which that's your gift. You're great at it. And then operations,
the goal is
operations, accounting. I feel it's a good. Yes, we're both out there, but we balance each other in a way.
Yeah,
Not many people have that. Not many people have.
No, I get it. I completely get it. I would say that I don't want either face out there, and I just want the name out there.
Yeah.
Like, who owns Starbucks right now? I don't even know.
Howard Schultz.
He used to be the CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't even know.
No.
But you still went to Starbucks this morning, right?
This morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if someone could just go work with the Sarkis team
Yeah.
and not know who owns it. Down the road, not now. We're not going anywhere, people.
No.
We're still here.
We're here. We're
still
selling.
working. We're selling houses today, tomorrow, and for the next 5 years. But in 20, 30 years, I want people to use the Sarkis team. So one thing we learned, we talked about the budget. I asked you a question about the budget and the finances, and you keep the lights on and make sure that everyone can get paid. Employees, all the expenses, they get taken care of before we ever, splurge or do anything, extreme, before we throw a big event, before,
Buy our Celtics tickets.
buy our Celtics tickets or whatever it is, which is obviously a big expense. That's a story for another time. There should be an episode.
That's an investment.
That's an investment. But I remember when I asked you. I remember.
You were like,
I remember.
You didn't ask me.
I told you.
You said, by the way, I signed this up for Celtics courtside tickets.
We're in Napa.
It was kind of like the email. How do you expect when we're 2008? Same mindset. You want to buy? We're looking at $300,000 condos.
Buddy, it's all working out.
500, 800. I'm like, how do you expect to do that?
You need an aggressive person like me.
You're great at it.
You need an aggressive person every now and then.
George didn't ask to buy the Celtics tickets. He signed us up to buy the Celtics tickets
For a $200,000+ investment.
We were sitting in that. We sat balcony, then we sat loge 20, then we sat loge 10, which we still have those loge seats. So we went from the balcony to loge to better loge. You didn't go to like BB a front row. You went from loge to courtside. That was great.
And I remember going back to the hotel and telling you, I just signed this up for the courtside seats. You look
Shout
like
out Kelly Olynyk. I feel like he's kind of one of the reasons why he got us. I
KO.
feel like he was when everybody saw us hanging out with KO, and I feel like that's how we kind of made our way down to the courtside.
I sent Kelly the nicest text the other day. He sent me a text back. I always say, bro, I appreciate you putting me on. I just can't thank you enough. Kelly put us on with so many people.
Yeah.
That was so funny when I got the courtside seats. You looked like you saw a ghost. It all worked out.
It worked out
but
great.
But going back to the money we spend.
Yeah, the advice to agents.
The advice agents, but like I remember we realized a couple years ago that sales and commissions don't matter. It comes down, revenue doesn't matter.
Nope.
It's all about the bottom line.
Yeah, managing your expenses. And I think the most important thing for us that we've really learned how to do and things that we tell listen, every agent out there is their own CEO, in my opinion. But the most important thing
that's so true.
Is the way to budget your money. You need different. When the commission comes in, it goes into an operating account. It goes into a tax account. It goes into a savings account. You need to understand. You need to make sure you have enough money saved. You have to have enough reserves. You need to have enough money allocated to taxes.
Taxes is a problem in this company, right?
Yeah.
Agents, you deal with it.
How
many agents go to you? How many agents go to you throughout the year?
They go.
Especially because they know you're an accountant.
They ask me, they go, can I write this off? I go, ask your accountant. You're asking me, can I write this off? I don't know. What do you write? Don't ask me. The IRS call me. I'm not your accountant. Go call your accountant. I have a good accountant. Go call yours. You probably can't afford the accountant that I have, and I couldn't when I was their age either. But it's just about planning the right way, budgeting. You need to reinvest back into your business, but you need to know how much money you can reinvest back into your business. You're never going to get an exact ROI on the marketing money invested, but what you can manage year over year and what you can compare year over year is your revenue compared to your bottom line. Your revenue can go up as much as you want, but if your bottom line isn't also increasing at the same rate, then why are you working harder? It doesn't make sense.
And I completely agree. Now, one thing that I would say that I've like been a little impulsive with, which I believe has paid off.
Yeah.
You know, where you've had to kind of keep me, you know, somewhat disciplined is, you know, going away. Even though you're always the one that's looking at how much we're spending, what's the budget for this trip, for that trip. You know me, and you always kind of, you know, are on not complete opposites when it comes to where we're gonna stay and what we're gonna spend, but you know how I like to stay at specific hotels, resorts,
Yep.
and how I feel that is important in meeting people
Oh yeah.
and surrounding yourself
Absolutely.
with people that, you know, you want to do business with, network with. Like, there needs to be a happy medium.
Yep.
There needs to be a happy medium.
You want to be in the room with the right people.
in order to be
You want to be in the hotel with the right people.
in order to be in the room or at the table or at the hotel with the people you want to do business with, you have to dress the part. You have to look the part. You have to talk the part. You have to have ultimate confidence.
Yeah.
And you have to be there. And that's a risk.
Correct.
That's an investment that you have to make.
Yep.
Now, you can't make it and not capitalize on it.
Correct.
You can't pay to stay at a hotel you can't afford and just go there and enjoy it and not talk to people.
No.
Whenever I've splurged, not now, but earlier in our career, you know, when I've splurged, in the beginning, you'd be like, you're paying $1,500 a night?
Yeah.
We're paying $2,000 a night?
Yeah.
And it's because I had that vision and I had, you know, I saw ahead of I saw like the picture of who I'm going to meet, who I'm going to talk to, how I'm going to parlay that relationship. And I actually took advantage of it.
You did.
And then you took advantage of it. And then we both started meeting people and
Connecting dots, meeting
cultivating the
people.
relationship
Yeah.
in these powerful places with these powerful people.
Yep.
And I think that's what really helped us elevate and grow.
And listen, we learned how to connect with people.
For
We
sure.
learned how to connect with people
For sure.
at an early age, and then we made sure we were sitting and we were in places where we had the opportunity to connect with the right people. Whether it was courtside, whether it was at a restaurant, whether it was at a trip we were going to, we always wanted to make sure we were in the right places.
For sure. And I think that the time we separated.
And we had fun doing it.
We had a
it was
blast
great.
doing it.
It wasn't a work trip. It was
No.
a
I mean, I think the most powerful thing about, you know, our partnership and our network is that 4 years where you went to UMass and we separated.
Yeah.
That's the longest time, even though it was only, you know, 2+ years, but like
Yeah.
those 2 years of us being apart and you being in Amherst, me being in the city, you met some really good people that you're still doing business with. Shout out to Matt Siegel. That's
Yep.
one of your best friends. Matt and you know, you guys have a bond of friendship. You consider him one of your closest friends. And like, he's made introductions to you. You've made introductions to him. We've done business together, hosted events together. And then I have people that I went to school with that I met in the city.
You stayed in the city.
In different age groups, different people from different places.
2 different types of colleges.
Yep, and we brought that all together. We introduced it to Boston nightlife, and now we're introducing it to Boston real estate.
We've introduced it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've introduced it. It's crazy. I mean, we have to have 3, 4, 5, 6
I mean,
more episodes.
we could go on about.
We could go on.
We could go on about the early days, the college days, the promoting days, the healthy life days. The Sarkis Team days could be 7 episodes, in my opinion. But I think the best part is, I mean, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
I've had a blast. I really do just think it is still getting started.
For sure.
I mean, I'm 40. You're 37.
All right, we just wrapped up 2025. We're in 2026. And you know the goal. I know the goal.
Yep.
You know the 2026 number we want to hit. You know the mountains we want to climb.
Yep.
And once we get there, you know there's going to be another peak.
Yep.
So let's keep on climbing. Let's keep changing the game. And let's keep doing it together.
Let's do it.